Vic?
Hey, Vic, how can BG help?
We'll see. You see what kind of shape he's in, what kind of retention he has from last year. Shape comes in two forms. One, just your conditioning, but in football, shape too, contact shape. So hopefully the sooner the better.
Has this been an ongoing conversation with him? Have you been in communication with him throughout the course of the season, or?
Well, I've been, all the way from the start, I was teasing him not to retire all the way back to last February and March. So, yeah, I mean, I've run into him, and we've talked when he's come by. I always tease him about it, try and light the fire.
With the retention part, your experience with him last year, does that give you confidence that it's going to be pretty good? Or is it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Vic, what's your assessment of how Jihad performed off the edge this week or last week?
I think he performed basically like I thought he would. It's new out there, and particularly, the packages he was going up there earlier were different than this past game. So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to get comfortable with. The more he's up there, the better he'll get at it.
How will Brandon's addition impact the other edge rushers? Will he carve into some of their snaps in the rotation, you think, early on?
Well, yeah, he would if once there's only so many snaps.
Yeah.
You answered your own question.
Well,
Vic, Jacorian's eligible to play now. Do you anticipate having him next week or Sunday? And when he is healthy, when he is playing, what kind of role do you see for him?
Again, that will be determined by practice. He hadn't practiced. You can't practice when you're on IR. So once we open up his window and get him on the practice field, see where he's at, I can answer that better. But obviously, he's a guy we'll take a hard look at.
For somebody coming out of retirement, what's kind of a realistic expectation of how many snaps they could offer you?
I don't know. Now, he's coming out of retirement, and he's older, but, when I was in Chicago, we traded for Khalil Mack, who had missed the entire training camp. And the fatigue police said, hey, he can only play about 20, 22 snaps in this game, because we got him the week of the first game. And I said, okay, he played about 45, so. I don't know.
The way you use the linebackers.
What's that?
What factored into the way you used the linebackers in this game and having Nakobe fill the role he did and Jihad play the way he did?
Yeah, I just wanted to get Nakobe in there in spot duty. The plan was base for Nakobe. Then you never know how much base you're going to get in a game. And then we played him some in nickel too, and I think he got about 30 plays, which I think was a good number. And the way they came was good too. It wasn't like he had 10 in a row, I don't think. And I thought he did well, and I think, we did the right thing in not playing him the week before, even though we technically could have.
It looked like Jihad started off in nickel. Was that an in-game shift, or was that the plan?
No, that's just what I said. Nakobe was going to play base, Jihad was going to play nickel.
Why was that the right decision not to play him the week before?
Because you didn't have enough practice. Practice is important. And it would have been negligent on our part to put him out there without practice.
Did Nakobe play more because of Aziz's injury, meaning that you had to put John at edge rusher? That was kind of like the plan all along, regardless. Okay.
Sorry.
If I can, do you expect to have Aziz?
I don't think so.
Okay.
On the Jalix pick six, it looked like Carson stared down Jefferson. Okuba was on him. Was that a man look, and was that by design to have Jalix drop into a situation where the quarterback might find a favorable matchup there?
Yeah. But the whole key to the play was Jalen Carter. He beat the center quickly, got into the quarterback's face, hit him just like we teach him to hit him, and he caused the interception. And Jalix made a great catch.
Is Jalix more natural at that aspect with his history, obviously was a safety at one point in college. Is he, because you often have edge rushers dropping, is he a little bit more natural with that?
You would think so, but not really.
Jalen has talked a lot about the assists that, you guys celebrate, plays like that pressure where you kind of contribute to a big play. How much do you guys point those out in the film review to sort of like incentivize that type of appreciation?
We do.
Vic, a little bit of a throwback question for you here. Eric Allen's being honored at the game this Sunday. What do you remember about EA and the guys from those gangrene defenses?
I remember him being a really good corner. He was sticky in coverage, quick, good change of direction, competent tackler, really good ball skills, good ball clock. I mean, how many interceptions did he have?
58.
58, that's a lot for a corner. I mean, to me, that says it all, 58 picks. You got to have elite ball skills, got to be able to find the ball, got to be able to be tight in coverage. He's definitely was worthy of the Hall of Fame.
Do you like the Kelly Greens?
What's that?
Kelly Green throwbacks?
I don't know. I'll have to see. I can't remember him right now.
What do you make of,
It seemed the key to the defense's performance was keep them to 5 field goals. What goes into effective red zone defense?
A lot of things. One, we got lucky. They snapped the ball over the quarterback's head. That was luck. I'll take it. Great play by Cooper in the corner of the end zone. Some other good plays. Their tight end didn't complete the catch. So it's a little bit of everything.
what do you make of Makuba's season? Obviously, he's made some big plays. He's given up some big plays.
You said it.
What do you make of his season?
It's uneven. The ability's there. He's got to be more consistent.
How do you feel Adoree did before he got hurt and then Keeley when he came in?
Yeah, I thought Adoree was doing fine. And Keeley did fine when he was in there. He got hit. Some of the completions he's given up, not all of them, but some of them have come on tough routes. So still think he can eventually be better than he's been. His opportunities will keep coming probably, and hopefully he'll turn the corner.
Given that situation, is there a chance Jacorian can get in the mix this week?
It all depends on his health. I think if the first tell of that is if we open up his practice window.
What did he show you before he got hurt? He didn't play a ton of snaps.
Yeah, it incomplete. I just never felt like I had a good handle on what he is and what he isn't. I just don't think he played enough to answer that with definitive conviction.
After having the chance to go up against Jackson Dart once already, what's kind of the lessons learned about what you guys need to do better this time around?
One lesson's learned, and the teams that need quarterbacks that bypass them, they're going to regret that. Obviously very athletic, an elite scrambler. I think their coaches have done a great job with him. They've developed the offense around him, throws the ball very well, intermediate and deep, and he's a good player.
Go ahead, sir.
Is the scheduling quirk of playing the team twice in 3 weeks something you like? Is it something you dislike? What's your thoughts?
It doesn't happen very often. Be honest with you, I don't think it matters a whole lot.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.